can get up and you can wipe off the seat there for our next guest. He's a county council member who wants to chime in. The county is looking for an auditor. Would you hire someone for an auditor who's never been an accountant, has never been an auditor, and never been a CPA? Well, that's what the county just did. Mark Harder with the 7th District in Baldwin. Good morning, Mark Harder. Welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Good morning, McGraw.
All right,
Kelly.
Take us from the beginning. What's going on here?
Well, a couple weeks ago, the chairman of our council decided that he didn't want the current auditor at that time in his position and recommended that he end his contract with the county. And the rest...
That was Sam Page.
Sam Page is the chairman.
Sam Page said, we don't like our auditor. We want a new auditor.
Correct.
Okay.
And so what he did is we met as a group and decided that it was time to move on, and I agreed with that. And so right then, a name was brought forward to this should be the next person. And we said, well, we need to talk to other people. Let's put some feelers out and try to find other
Don't you have
people.
to, like, post a job like the rest of us have to do?
Well, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't done that way. It was a ramrod, so to speak, situation at that time. We tried to, a few of us on the council tried to get more time, bring upon the council our recommendations, and as that progressed, a few people stepped forward. A few of us interviewed them in their entirety, but this person that he wanted kept coming up as the lead candidate. So finally, we went through a process where we had to nominate and then vote. We voted. The way our council votes is we have 7 people on the council, so 4 votes gets the day.
So Mark Tucker was voted in as the new auditor for St. Louis County.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
With Mark Tucker, you said, is not an accountant?
He's not an accountant.
Is he a CPA?
He's not a CPA.
Has he ever been an accountant?
No, he has not.
Okay. Has he ever been an auditor?
No, he has not.
Okay. So what qualifications does Mark Tucker have to become auditor of the county?
That's been my argument. And we've talked about that. We looked at his resume and we said, all of our recommendations that we got were he's a great guy. This isn't personal. It's just that he doesn't have the necessary requirements. And our charter is very specific about this. It says the position of an auditor, they have to have 5 years of accounting experience. They don't have to be a CPA. They don't have to be an auditor. So the bar is pretty low anyway.
Right.
And we felt he didn't even meet that low bar.
So how did he get voted in then? How did he get elected?
He's a favorite of a few people on the council.
What has Mark Tucker done before he became auditor of the county?
He was worked in the Nixon administration in Jeff City. He was a lobbyist for medical industry, and he's had a very varying degree of management experience within the government.
Right. So this is this official? Is this a done deal? Is there the vote was taken? He's auditor. What's the next step?
That part is the vote was taken. He was appointed. They filled out their W-2s the next day. He's in the position. What myself and 2 other council members have done is we've asked the county consular's office and Peter Crane to look into his background and to verify if he does have the 5 years of experience or not. And so he's turned over the investigation to prosecuting McCullough's office, right. And they are now looking into it and interviewing people and calling his background and things like that. And I've told them from the beginning is that if it does find out that he does have the necessary experience, I'm fine with that. This isn't personal. It's about getting the right person in the right job. And in the county of St. Louis, we only have 2 auditors, 2 people that manage the whole budget auditing process. And whereas St. Charles has like 6, the city of St. Louis, as broke as they are, only has 9. It has 9 people doing that job. We have 2. So this is not a person that it can be just a bureaucrat. This is a person that has to dig through the files.
This is what drives people crazy about government. If the rules say you need 5 years of experience, why is it so hard to find someone with 5 years of experience?
And that's what I was wondering.
Why is this a controversy?
Why wasn't the check done before they voted for that?
The 4 members of this council, and there's a continuing story here, but the 4 members of this council like this person. They have experience with this person. They want this person. And unfortunately, 4 votes rules a day. Again, we're pushing back. This is kind of unprecedented, especially with this investigation started, and we hope to hear back on that soon. The other thing that I'm concerned about recently, this happened just a few weeks ago. Now the same group of council people, the 4, have brought forth a bill that we voted on the other night called Bill 41, and it basically, they want to usurp the charter of St. Louis County by hiring a legislative assistant to work in the county office, basically 3 people, for probably a total maybe $200,000 worth of salary and benefits, to basically do the job that we already have people doing in the county. And we voted the other night. 3 of us voted against, 4 voted for. It was called a perfection vote. So we have one more vote on this, which will be next week. And I want to encourage people to come out and see these legislators trying to change the charter without a vote of the people. So our charter says the council can only hire 2 different people, the auditor and what's called an administrative director. That's the only power they have, 2 jobs that they can hire for. They want to create a new job called legislative, get their term, legislative research director, plus 2 assistants to do the job that we already have assistants doing within the county government.
Right.
And they would like to hire an attorney that would represent the council only, not the county, which is also a charter violation.
Has the attorney passed the bar at least?
They haven't picked anybody yet.
Oh, okay.
They're just trying to.
I was just curious.
That will be the next fight.
You can be an auditor without a CPA or an auditor's a degree or anything. I
Right.
figured you could be a lawyer without a law degree.
So,
all right. So stay tuned, I guess, right, on all this?
I would say so. We will find out next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock over at the County Government Center. We want to encourage people to come out and see this. And the bigger fight here is that this is a charter fight. And the charter is like our Constitution.
Right.
And if the elected officials that sworn to uphold the law of the county and the state decide they don't need to do that, they can usurp that, that troubles me.
Yeah.
And we need to change that, and as citizens, we need to be involved.
Mark Harder, keep us informed on how it goes.
Thank you very much.
All right, St. Louis County County Councilman from the 7th District of Baldwin here, Mark Harder. It is 7:25, Big 5.